Good morning and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in Encinitas. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Wednesday, April 23rd. You'll be interested to know. 40 years ago, today in 1985, the Coca-Cola Company introduced New Coke, a reformulated soft drink intended to replace its flagship beverage. However, due to significant public outrage, the previous version of Coca-Cola was reintroduced as Coca-Cola Classic in less than 3 months, marking a notable misstep in marketing strategy. So now you know. And now, it's time for the Surf Report. Wednesday in Encinitas and North County. It's looking clean this morning with waist-to-chest high sets rolling in. Waves hold around 2 to 4 feet throughout the morning, providing excellent conditions. The winds are currently offshore at 0 mile per hour, keeping the surface smooth. As the day progresses, expect a shift to sideshore at 1 mile per hour by mid-morning, but overall, it's a great start. Best time to ride is at 6 a.m. with a 4-foot high tide when the south-southwest swell is 1.5 feet at 18 seconds, and the offshore wind is 0 mile per hour. The first high tide Wednesday will be 4.5 foot at 6:15 a.m., with a 0-foot low tide just before 1. The nearshore buoy at Beacons reads 61 degrees for the water temperature. Thursday through Saturday features waist-to-chest high waves, starting with clean conditions early Thursday, transitioning to fair by late morning. Friday sees choppy surf throughout the day, with winds increasing up to 13 mile per hour. Saturday begins with clean waves, but conditions deteriorate to choppy by afternoon. Expect a mix of rideable and challenging surf as the winds shift. This morning, it's cloudy, and it feels like 60 degrees with no wind. The sunset will take place at 7:28, and it will rise again tomorrow at 6:07. It looks like we're in for some cloudy weather today, with a high around 60 and a light breeze. Tonight, expect more cloudy skies with a low of 55 and calm winds. Looking ahead in the weather, expect mostly cloudy skies on Thursday with a high near 60 and light southwest winds. Friday brings partly sunny conditions with a high near 59. Saturday and Sunday will be mostly sunny with highs around 60 and nights cooling down to the mid-50s. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, U.S. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin visited San Diego to address the ongoing sewage crisis from the Tijuana River, emphasizing the need for extreme urgency. During his meetings with local leaders, including San Diego County supervisors and congressional representatives, Zeldin discussed collaboration with Mexican officials to end decades of raw sewage entering the United States. He highlighted the public health risks and beach closures due to this pollution. Local leaders are compiling a project list for solutions, while Zeldin called for accountability from the Mexican government to resolve this critical issue. Now on to sports. In last night's NBA playoff action, the Indiana Pacers took a commanding 2-0 series lead over the Milwaukee Bucks, winning 123 to 115. Pascal Siakam led Indiana with 24 points and 11 rebounds, while Tyrese Haliburton contributed 21 points and 12 assists. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 34 points for Milwaukee, but it was not enough. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma City Thunder continued to dominate the Memphis Grizzlies, winning 118-99 and leading the series 2-0. Despite a strong performance from Jaren Jackson Jr., Memphis struggled offensively, failing to score 100 points for the second consecutive game. In local sports, yesterday afternoon in Detroit, the Padres blanked the Tigers 2-0. Nick Pivetta secured the win, tossing 7 solid innings with 3 hits and 6 strikeouts. Elias Diaz's 2-run homer in the second, scoring Bogaerts, was all the Friars needed. Flaherty took the loss for Detroit, while Suarez earned his 10th save with a perfect ninth. The Padres improved to 17-5, showcasing their dominant pitching and extending their lead in the standings. This morning, the Friars are in Detroit for the rubber game of this 3-game series. On the mound, Kyle Hart, with a 2.14 ERA, faces Reese Olson. First pitch is at 10:10 with temperatures around 69 degrees at Comerica Park. Last night, the Lakers beat the Timberwolves 94-85 at Crypto.com Arena. Luka Doncic delivered a stellar performance with 31 points and 11 rebounds. Jackson Hayes added to the Lakers' defense with 41 rebounds. The series is tied 1 game apiece. Friday night, the Lakers head to Minnesota for Game 3 at the Target Center. And tomorrow night, the Kings battle Edmonton at Crypto.com Arena for Game 2. In top news, in a shift reminiscent of the millennial lifestyle subsidy, today's college students are benefiting from what is being called the Gen Z lifestyle subsidy. OpenAI is offering students 2 months of free access to ChatGPT Plus, typically priced at $20 a month, just in time for finals. Other companies like Anthropic are also providing free or discounted access to their AI tools. This push to attract young users reflects a broader trend where AI companies aim to build a loyal user base among students, who may rely on these technologies for various aspects of their lives, from academics to personal advice. In business news, the largest credit card companies are bracing for a potential economic downturn as Americans continue to spend. However, firms like JPMorgan Chase and Citigroup are adding to their reserves to cover expected losses, while Synchrony is tightening lending standards. Delinquencies are rising, reaching levels seen before the pandemic. Despite concerns, consumer spending has remained strong, with Bank of America's chief indicating that consumers are still solidly in the game. Yet, banks are shifting focus towards wealthier customers, as the top 10% of earners now account for about half of all spending in the United States. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is up 5% to $93,000. Ethereum is up 11% to just under $1,800. And Goatse's Maximus is up 0.5% to 7 cents. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk science. A fascinating study reveals the brain's remarkable survival mechanism during marathons. Carlos Matud, a neuroscientist from the University of the Basque Country, discovered that myelin, the fatty insulation around nerve fibers, provides energy when fuel runs low. This research, published in Nature Metabolism, showed that during a marathon, myelin levels decreased in areas responsible for motor coordination and emotion, but recovered within 2 months. While some headlines sensationalize the findings as the brain eating itself, Matute emphasizes that these adaptations are both nuanced and promising, highlighting the brain's ability to change even in adulthood. And in entertainment news, a bankruptcy court has set a minimum price of $417.5 million for Village Roadshow Entertainment's library of 108 films, including notable franchises like The Matrix and Oceans. U.S. bankruptcy judge Thomas Horan approved an offer from Alkin Media Group, outbidding Content Partners, which offered $365 million. Village Roadshow filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy due to high costs from in-house content creation and a strained partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. The auction deadline for bids is May 16th, with concerns about the studio's profitability looming. Well, alrighty, folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the American poet, Maya Angelou. And she said, "You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, and forgot. It's all there. Everything influences each of us, and because of that, I try to make sure that my experiences are positive." And that's a wrap for this morning. You can check out our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for some captivating aerial videos with local news and the surf reports. Have an amazing day, my good friends. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Sunny Mornings in Encinitas.